What's up, guys? This is the Sparring Sessions podcast, and it's Will this time. I'm here with AJ Frye. He is making his debut this Saturday, and I'm actually really excited to talk to him because he's 6-0, all by TKO. He's shown he can go late into fights. He's not round one or bust. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Good, man. Feeling great. How about you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm excited for the fights. I think it's pretty cool. You get to be on the last card of the year, make an impression on everybody. You're a part of this little wave they got going, injecting this new life into the heavyweight division. So I think that's pretty cool, man. I think it's probably better to do that for the heavyweights than putting them on contender series because it's just few and far between with the guys that are good or not, and who doesn't like to see heavyweights fight? So
Exactly.
I'm down with that. There's one thing I wanted to say. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, but we spoke about a guy that we were connected to. My buddy, my buddy Tuco fought a guy that you fought in Brian Jackson or something like that a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, man. But you know, with your debut, I want to ask you about the guy Guillermo Pat. What do you think about him?
Man, I think he's a really skilled fighter. I know he's been doing karate pretty much his whole life. He's really quick for a heavyweight. He's got a nice, like, in and out style. But obviously, I feel very confident in my own abilities as well and my coach's game plan and all that. So I do think he's a tough opponent, but I think we'll get the job done.
That's awesome, man. It's good. I'm glad to hear that. Breaking down your fight yesterday, we did our predictions on this, and I'm definitely not scared to be a biased person. I don't think we're like a journalism podcast. I just enjoy doing this to get to know everybody and all that stuff. And I think a lot of guys are scared to like say what they think. I don't give a damn. I think you got sharper hands, and I think you'll be able to dictate where it goes wrestling wise. I don't know if that's part of your game plan, but I think you'll have that down, man. Honestly, I think you'll be able to hurt him with the hands, especially too.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I
uh,
appreciate
I'm
that, bro.
ex yeah, man. I'm excited to see you fight. I want to ask you, how'd you get the call? How'd you find out, and who did you tell first?
Yeah. So my coach is also my manager, Derek Brunson. It was after I fought Justin Frazier back in September. So Justin fought on the Ultimate Fighter and then fought once in the UFC. So we kind of knew if I beat him and beat him fashionably, like with a first round TKO or something like that, that the UFC could be calling. Because Derek had been in contact with McMahon himself just beforehand. And so once I beat Justin with the first round TKO, it was 6 days after. That's when Derek texted me a picture of Guillermo's Tapology and was like, "Hey man, you're fighting him December 13th in the UFC." And I was like, at first I was kind of just like shocked because usually you have to go through the Contender Series or something. And
Yeah,
I was thinking, I was like, the Contender Series isn't going to be in December, so this has to be straight to the UFC. So I kind of just texted him to make sure. I was like, wait, I'm fighting him like in the actual UFC. And Derek was like, yeah, man, congrats. Like, I got you in there. So that's how I found out. And then the first person I told was my mom and my stepdad.
that's awesome, man. What was their reaction?
They both, I think, cried. They were both just so excited, man. Proud of me. They've obviously seen all the hard work. My stepdad is with me at every event, so like every regional fight I've been to, the ones in Arkansas, the ones in Cleveland, even the ones in North Carolina, he's there doing all the behind the scenes stuff. So he was definitely proud to see it.
That's awesome, man. I think with what they're doing, I wouldn't be surprised if you were matched up against the other heavyweight fight on this card with Steven Asplin and Sharaf. I wouldn't be surprised on that because you guys were like on the same timeline. Depending on if the winners ain't too banged up and all that stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen at all. I saw a clip on your Instagram that you got a call when you were like late for work or something like that. What is your day job?
Yeah, so I'm a bartender and I'm a
Okay.
bouncer.
Okay,
So
cool.
the day job that I was late for was my bartending shift. It was a morning shift, and I just overslept. And that's when I woke up to like Derek texting me and calling me and sending me the picture of Guillermo's Tapology. It was all on that same day. So I was like running late for work, trying to call my manager, telling her I'm on the way, and I was like finding out I'm in the UFC. So I was kind of all over the place.
That's awesome, man. I've definitely worked in my fair share of bars and bouncing gigs and all that stuff. So I definitely know how that can be. What's your ultimate goal with your MMA careers? Do you have just like the one final goal of being a champion? Do you have multiple goals before that? What would you say your goals are for your career?
I would say, my short term goal is obviously to win my UFC debut because that's the most important task at hand. I would love to be a champion one day, but I just want to be able to just keep growing myself as a human. I feel like fighting has changed me in so many ways and just made me a tougher person mentally. just made me a more disciplined person. Um, and it's made me even better at like connecting with people, like through like interviews like this or things like that. So yeah, man, I'll say my end goal is definitely to be a champion, but just the main thing is just to keep becoming a better person with it.
That's awesome, man. It's super admirable. I can definitely relate to that for sure. I want to ask you about your upbringing. I haven't really found much about that, but I know you played basketball. How did you get into fighting? Like what, how old were you? Were you playing basketball at the time? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I grew up playing basketball. I started playing basketball in like sixth or seventh grade, and I remember in my eighth grade year, I started doing a little bit of boxing with a couple of like older friends, and I was really just doing it to have fun. We would spar all the time, and do little like sparring tournaments on our own, but never anything too serious. So I had a little bit of boxing background, but I knew that basketball was a shorter window of like how long I could play. Basketball was my main goal. If you want to go to the NBA or if you want to be a pro basketball player, you have to play in high school and then you have to play in college. So that's why I kind of like forgot about boxing for a little bit and just focused on basketball because I knew boxing was always something I could go back to.
Yeah.
Whenever basketball didn't work out for me, I was like just sitting at home bored. I wasn't really doing anything besides working and like partying, honestly, because you know how it is in the bar scene. And I kind of just wanted to get my life back on track and as far as being an athlete. And I just asked people around like where to go to learn wrestling and kickboxing because obviously, like I said, I had the boxing, but I wanted to pick up some new things. And that's when everybody was recommending Brunson's MMA. So a couple of my buddies recommended there. I went there, tried out a class, and then it was wraps after that. I just loved
So
it.
that's awesome, man. Working with a guy like Derek Brunson, how do you feel like your wrestling has come along, especially?
Yeah, dude, my wrestling has grown tremendously. Like, obviously, I still have a lot of room to grow. I just started MMA 5 years ago, and I'm one of those people that's always going to think I have to get better. But having a guy like Derek in my corner is just tremendous. Like his wrestling background, and then his also like his jiu-jitsu background as well has been helping me grow a lot too.
Yeah, man, Derek Brunson had a long career, man, and he's super well known, and I think he's a guy that definitely is a good guy to have in your corner, man. And so that's awesome to see. When we're looking at the fight Saturday, what prediction do you have for the fight? I know you've probably been asked this a million times or whatever, but like what do you think? How do you think it's gonna go down?
Yeah, man. So I'm usually not big into making fight predictions, honestly, just because it is the fight game, and I'm a
Yeah.
believer anything can happen, especially at heavyweight. We all throw heavy hands, so anything can happen. But I do think some of my strengths going into the fight will be my cardio and my output. So I do feel like I could end up getting like a second round, third round finish just because of my cardio and how many combos I throw.
Yeah, man. I'm actually excited to see how you guys face off with each other just for like the size and everything because I know this is like a touchy subject, but I gamble a good bit, it is what it is. Do you know about odds or anything like that? Are you
Yeah,
like
I
privy?
saw a few. I saw a few of the odds.
Yeah, I think Vegas is wrong on this one, man. I think it should be flipped. If you're watching this, and you don't know. AJ Fry is a slight underdog, which I think is pretty freaking crazy if you want my opinion on that. Uh, I'm excited for you, man. One last question I have for you. If you get a 50K bonus, what are you gonna do with it?
I'm probably gonna help my mom out with some money and pay my stepdad back for some of the help he's given me over my career. He's paid for a lot of plane tickets, hotels, food. So
Uh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you had that support. This is a short and sweet one, man. I want to tell you good luck, and I really appreciate you for hopping on here. I wish you the best, and I hope whoever's watching this learned a little bit about you. See you
yeah, bro.
guys.
Thank you for the time, Will.
Yep, of course.